Back to Tydirium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video, and this time I'm going to talk to you about Fans Toys Hoodlum, the FT-17, and yes, 17. And I'm going to answer that question that obviously Fans Toys Hoodlum has. Why is everybody hating on me? So I know there's been like 15 videos about this guy already, and I'm not just going to rehash all those. I'm going to give you my take on this guy. I'm going to compare him to figures that I have not seen him compared to before because I think that I keep some of the figures that other people just review and get rid of and don't like or whatever, but I like them for whatever reason I like them. So you're going to see some different comparisons in here. I'm also going to go over a couple of the negatives, but in the end, I like this guy, and I recommend it over Takara. I'm going to get that right out there. And I'm not going to do a huge comparison one-to-one to Takara because I think a special masked individual did a really great job last Saturday on that. So there's no way I'll beat that, but I'm looking at doing a few other things and telling you what I like about it. Hopefully, it gives you some help to make a decision. And I apologize up front if you run out and buy this and you don't get much out of your Takara one because this one is superior, in my opinion. First, I want to compare the guns, and I think it's kind of a waste because you're more or less just an homage to G1. Who really cares about the guns? Because he actually doesn't use guns in the movie that I see or any time ever as Hot Rod. Really, he only really uses as Rodimus. But here they are, Fans Toys up top compared to the most closely comparable one. And Takara on the bottom. I like the look of the Fans Toys better. I wish they were actually chromed, but then that chrome would chip off real bad. So he also comes with the blade and a target master. We've seen the heck out of this, but this, I like this, just slides over the hand. There's not a whole lot you have to do with it. Super easy. And this guy feels okay, just right on. I wish he had a little die cast in him though. Okay, the few things I really want to talk about and the difference of these is the size. And I'm going to tell you that Fans Toys is just a little bit bigger, and when I pulled Fans Toys one out of the box, I felt like this is a high quality figure. Much higher quality than Takara. He feels like a much more solid bot, and there's a lot to compare, but just they both are clean, they both look good. But my biggest problem, well, when I first got the Takara one, you see I can't even turn him around without his legs messing up, and I did have this one mistransformed. So I made sure mine wasn't mistransformed before I started this, but my Takara was mistransformed, and I fixed that. I think it just fell out. One of the knees fell out manipulating them. But anyway, I just feel like this guy is really solid and looks really good and looks so much better. I just did not like this flat chest. Yeah, you have it's there, so you have this gimmick, and I don't know. Does everybody else's have a matrix in theirs? I don't know. Mine does. I don't know if everyone else's does. And there's no matrix chamber in this guy. So there are a couple of gimmicks, and the posability is better on him. But I don't pose him in such crazy dynamic modes, and you'll see, and I'll have a couple poses coming up that are indicative of what I do, and I think it represents very well. So you'll see that later on, probably sort of closer to the end, the poses in some dynamic poses with him. So I held off on buying Takara. Actually, I didn't buy Takara right when he came out. It was a while down the road. And I held off simply because I thought he was the size of a Carbot. And it just made sense in my mind that he was the size of a Carbot. And I really just didn't care. And when somewhere I saw that he was bigger than a Carbot, and I was like, whoa, I got to get him. And because I'm kind of a size junkie when it comes to these things. But this guy's even bigger. And that looks good to me. I mean, you don't see these guys together because he's dead, like right away or something. But anyway. Okay, so now these are not the same figure. Obviously, this is a Rodimus figure. This is a Hot Rod figure. This is a Rodimus figure. Well, they're all these two are the same. The point is that I think these two look more like they're related. Like this is Hot Rod before he becomes Rodimus. These match closer. They match even closer than this guy does. Like this guy doesn't look like he turns into that. Simply because this guy is so blocky. And this one is a little smoother, and I just like that. Now the colors, none of the colors match. You know, the Takara and the Fans Toys don't match these at all. So I don't know why we can't keep on the same one. But my favorite Rodimus interpretation is still Takara's MP09, and I still think it looks the best. Fans Toys is now winning in the department for the Hot Rod. And then the question is, did we really need a Hot Rod? Did we need another Hot Rod? And once I picked him up, pulled him out of the box, I said, yeah, I needed this. And I understood. But I'm upset about 3-year wait. I would have been okay with a 1-year wait. At 2 years, I just gave up thinking it'd never come. And then all of a sudden, it's coming. So it was what it was. So anyway, yeah, this is the comparison between these guys. I think that they're still extra fiddly. This guy's a little fiddly with his transformation, but he's solid, and it's worth it. So one of the problems is the neck. So he can't look up to anybody, not even himself or Optimus Prime. But he also can't look down on anyone either, like Wheelie. So here he is with his ladies, and you can see that I like the look with Toy World the best. I like Toy World's Leia better than I like the Fans Toys one. Now, just be honest, doesn't that look good with Toy World Leia? I really think that I like posing Rodimus in the scene, but if I was to put him next to someone else, I'd put him next to Leia. They're really close in height. She's just a tad bit taller, but they look pretty good together. And of course, these look good together too, but I absolutely hate picking her up. She falls apart on me. I'd have to have her all back in, and she falls right apart next time I pick her up. But anyway, that looks good too. You can go either way. I still prefer Toy World. Here's a nice group shot of the gang. I think they all look good together. Wanted to include different versions of figures that you don't see. If you look at this, the Takara one is just too short. Fans Toys screams quality and high end. And I think a lot of people have this open and play because they're waiting for X-Transbots to release the best version of Springer. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on in most people's collections these days. And in case you missed out on the open and play and had to buy the Fans Toys, that's what he looks like. And a group shot with Fans Toys Springer. And for those of you who are still curious about which RC you're going to get and just decided to go with the Weijing KO oversized version of the Hasbro RC, she's too small, way too small for this big guy. And he can't look down at her. And, well, maybe it's a good thing he doesn't look down at her. But she can look up at him. Yeah, you can recreate some good scenes with this guy, I think. This is my quick look at Fans Toys Hoodlum, and I hope you make a decision whether you're going to get this guy or not, or if you have the card, you're happy with it, then you win. Tydirium Hanger. Out.